A common attempted escape method that I've seen fairly frequently in matches is to repeatedly sprint and jump to get as much distance in the shortest amount of time possible. Well, aside from the fact that this wastes all of your stamina more or less immediately, there's a bit more to explain why this method isn't acceptable. Hello everyone, this is Wolfie from GG Unleashed, and in this video I'm going to talk about why the term commonly called bunny hopping is not a viable means of dodging skills or running away. But first off, I'm going to explain what the difference between bunny hopping and regular jumping is. When you jump regularly, you go to full jump height and maintain all your current forward momentum. On landing, the recovery is almost immediate depending on the height of which you fell. And though sometimes it appears that some heroes jump higher than others, all heroes reach the same jump height with every regular jump. What's different though is that all heroes do not have the same sprint speed, meaning that much more agile heroes like Taito or Voden can make much further jumps. But for every hero, what you need to know is the landing animation. So long as you let part of that animation go through, which shouldn't be any longer than a quarter of a second, then your next jump will be another regular jump. If you manage a steady amount of stamina, then doing timed sprint jumps can get you out of bad situations quickly, and can even allow you to dodge a lot of incoming projectiles. Bunny hopping is when you repeatedly spam the jump key. Your first 2 or 3 jumps will get you the same distance as regular jumps, but over time you'll see that you're losing a lot of speed and you won't jump nearly as high. Gaps that you would otherwise be able to normally sprint jump across become completely impossible, such as the ice rock to the boat in Siren Strand or the ledge into the secret hallway on Sanctum Falls. This current state also creates issues such as mantling, where you can't jump over a ledge that you should be able to. You can no longer jump over skill slots you normally should because your character model doesn't move as high off the ground. And though pretty much all of the general community who even knows this mechanic exists hates it, it's something that we do have to deal with. The good news though is that waiting half of a second is enough time for your jumps to reset. However, the overlying issue that needs to be addressed with repeated jumping is that people do it in the midst of combat. Jumping consumes a big chunk of your stamina bar, bigger than the amount used by most of the heroes' right mouse buttons. If you've watched my 10 things video, you remember that doing any action that requires stamina makes it so that it can't regenerate, which means that by constantly jumping, you're practically consuming it all immediately before the fight even starts, and therefore you can't do much of anything if you start getting targeted. More often than not, a well-timed dodge will grant you far more avoidance than jumping ever will, but you can't do that with no stamina. Granted, this is a much bigger issue for melee characters considering you need to be able to move around very quickly, but that doesn't change the fact that this is a consistent issue a lot of new players aren't aware of. Just because Gigantic has a lot of qualities of a hero brawler and first-person shooter doesn't mean that you can bring the same tactics into the game. If we were playing Call of Duty or Overwatch, then bunny hopping is incredibly viable because it makes it harder for enemies to hit you, except the difference is that neither of those games have any downside to constant jumping, whereas you punish yourself in Gigantic by using all of your stamina. I can't express enough that you just can't ignore your stamina or you're going to fail at improving your skills. Please use your jumps effectively to traverse the terrain and flank to make plays. You have dodges to avoid abilities. But that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed watching, please leave a thumbs up and as always leave comments to discuss the topic or to give feedback on the quality of my videos. Also don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content. Thanks for watching, have a good day, and I'll see you on the airship.